Apple once said the iPad Pro M4 is thinner than a pencil. And when you actually hold one for the first time, that statement does not feel like marketing. It feels impossible. At 5.1 millimeters thin, it is currently the thinnest product Apple has ever made in their entire history. Thinner than any iPhone, thinner than any MacBook, thinner than anything they have ever shipped to a customer. But here is what makes that genuinely extraordinary. They managed to make it thinner while putting a more powerful chip inside it, a better display inside it, and better cameras inside it than the version before it. Getting thinner usually means making sacrifices. Apple made none, and the way they pulled that off starts on the factory floor. The aluminium enclosure of the iPad Pro is machined from a single solid billet of aerospace-grade aluminium using CNC milling machines that carve the entire body in one continuous operation. The machines remove material from the inside and outside of the billet simultaneously, cutting the walls of the enclosure down to thicknesses that in some areas are less than 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter of aluminium is barely thicker than a credit card. And yet, that wall has to be rigid enough to protect a display, a logic board, and a battery from the flex and stress of daily use without bending. Apple achieves that rigidity not just through material thickness, but through the geometry of the internal rib structure that the CNC machine carves into the inside of the enclosure, creating a lattice of material that distributes stress across the whole body, rather than concentrating it at any single point. The display is the single most technically demanding component in the entire device. The iPad Pro M4 uses a tandem OLED display, which means instead of one OLED panel, there are two stacked directly on top of each other. Each panel produces half the total brightness, and together they combine to produce the full output. The reason Apple did this instead of just using a single brighter panel is longevity. OLED pixels degrade over time when driven at high brightness. By using two panels each running at half brightness to achieve the same output, every individual pixel is under half the stress it would be in a single panel design, which dramatically extends the lifespan of the display before any brightness degradation becomes noticeable. Manufacturing a tandem OLED stack requires bonding two complete display panels together with an optically clear adhesive layer between them with zero air bubbles, zero dust contamination, and perfect optical alignment. This happens in a clean room environment where the air is filtered more thoroughly than a hospital operating theater. The M4 chip that powers everything gets mounted to the logic board using the same flip chip bonding process Apple uses across all their silicon. But what makes the M4 integration in this device remarkable is how thin the complete logic board assembly is. Apple uses a technology called package-on-package stacking, where the memory chips get stacked directly on top of the processor package, rather than sitting beside it on the board. This vertical stacking reduces the board footprint dramatically, which is what allowed Apple to fit a desktop-class processor into a 5.1mm thin device without compromising on any of the surrounding components. After the main components are assembled, every iPad Pro goes through a display calibration process where the panel gets measured against a reference and individual compensation. Values get written to the device to correct for any variation in color accuracy, brightness uniformity, and white point across the display surface. Then the complete device goes through a full functional test covering every sensor, every camera, every wireless radio, every port, the speakers, the microphones, the display touch response, and the Apple Pencil compatibility. Any device that does not pass every single check does not leave the factory. What does leave is a slab of aluminium and glass, 5.1 millimeters thin, that contains more computing power than most laptops made 5 years ago. And building that required machines, processes, and engineering decisions that push right up against the limits of what manufacturing can currently do.